Hi guys. So for those of you who have reluctant readers, who you've already taught the basics to, so maybe a child that you know knows how to read, but just doesn't want to, I thought I would share a few things to consider today. First, studies have shown that girls and boys respond to reading in entirely different ways. Now, there are exceptions to every rule, but girls tend to read for inspiration and boys tend to read for information. In other words, if your son doesn't see a purpose for why he's reading, he's likely not going to be encouraged enough to spend a lot of time on it. So get creative with your resources. Maybe the next time that you're building an IKEA desk, give him the instructions to read aloud to you. Or hand over that menu at your favorite diner so he can choose what he wants to order. Or ask him to read to a younger sibling from their favorite board book while you get dinner on the table. Chances are it's not an issue of ability, but one of purpose. So make it useful. Second, continue to read aloud. Just because your children are able to read by themselves doesn't mean that they're not learning rhythm and sentence structure and cadence and plots all through your words. There is no secret timeline that means that you should stop reading to your kids. They're still getting astoundingly similar benefits when you're at the helm. Even better, being read to is one of the best ways to overcome perfectionism in young readers. So if you have a child that you think might be reluctant to read because he's not yet perfect at it, keep reading aloud to show him how reading is a process that we all grow into. He is going to love hearing you stumble over the name D'Artagnan in The Three Musketeers. Make it low pressure. Third, give your child free rein over reading materials. So many of us assume that to raise a child who loves literature, we can only expose them to the classics. But comics and magazines are just as useful when encouraging a child at this age because they're centering the child's interests, which leads to instant engagement. So you have plenty of room and time for introducing Shakespeare during daily read alouds down the line. But when it comes to your own child's journey toward literature, let it happen in its time and let him take the lead. Definitely let him take the lead on the subject. You could consider a magazine subscription of his or her favorite subject. Animals, cars, movies, whatever. Kids love mail, so make it interesting. Fourth, ask your child's everyday heroes like beloved uncles and grandparents or older playmates to share what their very favorite book was as a kid. Check it out at the library and pencil in some time to read it together. Bonus points if the hero can read it to your child, even if it's just over FaceTime. There is a natural built-in curiosity present when you're reading through something that comes highly recommended from someone that you highly respect. And that curiosity might just pique your child's interest long enough to become engrossed all on his own. So make it intriguing. Fifth, when in doubt, hand over a knock-knock joke or a prank book. And remember, it doesn't matter what your child is reading as much as it matters that he's reading it. Humor often introduces all of those missing elements for reluctant readers, like purpose, engagement, interests. And it creates this experiential process that your child can use to build momentum that will carry over to any subject or passion in the future. So make it fun. Above all, fostering a love for reading is a matter of patience. And remember, being a superstar reader is not the only way for a child to gain knowledge or academic success. So many of our ancestors were illiterate, but brilliant in their own areas of expertise. So resist that temptation to assume that reading must be perfectly mastered or your child is doomed forever. Okay, there are hundreds of ways to learn something new. And in good time, you and your child will discover the very best one together. I'll see you soon.